Hello. Hello, Jersey voters. You're welcome. Martin Aliga here, your senatorial candidate. On my last live stream, and I am happy to come this far in this journey. I don't know whether this is recording. Is it recording? I don't see. I'll take this off. Hello. Hello. Do you hear me? If you can hear me, please please write something. Otherwise, it looks like my microphone is not working. Yep. Do you hear me? Yes, Andrew, do you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. I'm checking for sound. I'm checking for sound. It doesn't seem to show on my. Okay, good to know that I'm being heard. That's good. All right, welcome online. You're all welcome online. Yes, it's my last day live streaming as a senatorial candidate. Hopefully, after tomorrow, I'll be live streaming again as a senator with your mandate. It has been 7 weeks doing hustings in all the parishes, as well as an additional husting with the young people, the youth hustings at St. James Center. That went down well. It was different. It was only 1 hour and very, very quick. I have fond memories of that day where I listened to so many young people that attended and asked questions. Although they would have done with more, I think we had not very many young people attended exactly, but for Jersey's politics, it seems that was a good number. I hope that come 4 years down the lane, given the mandate, I will work very hard to encourage young people to join the political sphere in Jersey. I have been running my campaign on a theme titled Serving Jersey. I'm working to serve Jersey today and for the next generation. A secure Jersey, working to secure Jersey secure Jersey today and the next generation. It is indeed important that we secure Jersey in all ways. If there's any word that is so important for anybody, is one word: having the security, feeling secure in your environment to do whatever you want to do, of course within the law, of course within acceptable domain of the community. And so that's one thing where I feel I want to work to secure Jersey today and for the next generation. We all need a community where everyone feels safe and secure. So all my policies are engaged on that theme. I have experienced so much love from people across the island from different walks of life. And I come to thank you all for sharing with me your love. I also have experienced kindness. Yesterday, I was sharing how two homes that I went door knocking offered me drinking water, and I accepted, and I had even a moment to chat with these families while drinking water from their homes. And so I register that kindness dearly. I have also shared that I had to take time off my work to run as an independent candidate, self-funded. But because I could not easily afford taking care of my family as well as funding this campaign, I had to apply my fundraising skills, which raised me a little bit of money that has helped me to make banners such as that. I've had also the opportunity of making flyers and one other banner that is actually at my house. As you come across my place, if you drive along my place, you'll find a banner. So I must say that also my campaign has been quite tuned with the environmental nuance, the discourse around running a green campaign, which meant that spending on posters to be applied across the island was not necessary. And so I have done my best to actually utilize the social media and handing out flyers from one person to the next. So I have had physical interaction with people. I'm not expecting for maybe my posters across the island to do the work for me. It wouldn't be cheap either, so I couldn't afford it. But it turns out to be a good thing, because then we ran a green campaign where we were taking care of environment. The less materials I use means that the production facilities that make those kind of materials were less employed, hence reducing carbon footprint. I have interacted with 17 candidates, from whom 9 are going to become senators. And I'm hoping your vote will help me achieve one of the 9 seats. I have also put myself to the island to ask me questions since Wednesday. Today is my 4th live stream experience, and it is the final one as a candidate, but I don't think it's the final one going forward. I've learned a lot on how to make content, create content. I have partnered with a young man around who has helped me produce my videos, which you have been consuming on social media. And I have engineered the ideas of what I wanted to say, how I wanted to communicate. But I also realized that I still have a long way to go to make catchy and well communicated messages that can go viral online. Nevertheless, everybody has a place and where to start. So I'm glad and I'm happy for where I have begun. It is important for me not to forget that the seven weeks of hosting and canvassing for votes helped me to grow as a person in my communication skills. As you know, communication is not just talking. I have been paying attention and building more on my listening skills, active listening skills. I have found myself engaging with people deeply, so deeply that some people have come to share with me their personal challenges, which I dearly respect. And I'm honored that people, islanders, could see that I was worth their personal stories to explain what we need to do as and work towards becoming a senator that supports the island from real life stories. And so, even though my story, my personal stories, were a contributing factor to engaging or encouraging me to become a leader who stands in the place and the gap of those that might be sharing, of those that might experiencing shared experiences with me, I am so happy to really come face to face with other people that are willing to tell me their stories live. So those stories, whether I am elected or not, were not in vain. I will live with those stories to help me appreciate and form the kind of leader, an empathetic leader, one that stands with people in their experience in life. Since Wednesday, when I decided that I was going to do these live streams, I came to learn that I could engage other candidates, and it was a new idea to me, and I tried it. My first candidate colleague that I featured was Samantha Gleave, and Samantha had a good connection with me here, and you can go and check on my live stream records. You'll find a 90 minutes video there. And then I had yesterday the opportunity to engage with Gabriel Raimondo, who is also a candidate, and Gabriel is standing to become deputy of St. Brelade's, while Samantha is standing to become deputy for St. Helier South. I had a good time with Mr. Raimondo, the youngest candidate of the lot and of this 2026 electoral season. He is just 18, and he's aware. I think Raimondo is ahead of his time mentally. He is really good. And then today I thought I would get some other persons. I called 2 people, but they were unable to make it. So I decided I will close today by myself. And your questions are welcome. And I am happy to respond to any questions. It's hardly 24 hours from now, from 8 a.m., 7th of June, tomorrow, Sunday, when voting begins. Voting begins. And so let's rally the community. Let's rally the entire island. Having said that, I am also aware that people who have made up their mind, they're not going to vote. They outrightly told me they are not voting. Whereas I had some people that had said to me the same, and after engaging with them, they were happy to change their mind, which was quite encouraging. Very encouraging. So, what do you expect of the next government? Are there things you are expecting to see in the new government that is soon going to get elected? Share with me. Maldavi, you're welcome online. I appreciate your presence. Let's share. Let's share the link. Let's share the link and rally guys to join so we can engage with questions and answers. I'm happy to listen to your questions. During the campaign seasons, I learned that there were so many things that I had never even imagined would come along my way. And that's one thing that opened my eyes even the more, to say, as I put myself forward, I should be more open-minded to support entities around Jersey that have not been attended to due to lack of political will. And it is quite a thing, quite a big thing. Like you might check my links again. On YouTube, I have done 2 videos. They are 27 minutes each. I call them my first podcast, podcast 1 and podcast 2, but they will be the only podcast within this time as a candidate. The second podcast was uploaded yesterday. So go there and listen to them. The first podcast focused on double taxation of pensioners. I spoke to one Paul who shared his experience during last government, putting in a petition that garnered 5,300 signatures. But according to Paul, it seemed to have gone to nothing. As far as I'm concerned, that was a good beginning. And unfortunately as well, it was not the first time that is happening. So, however, it is not to be a point of frustration to give up, but frustration is an experience that maybe we should use to re-energize and put in the next gear for the next government to take in. And if I am given this opportunity, I have put myself up, put my hand up to support this move. Of course, I'll be adding to the voices of those that have gone ahead of me, because there's a deputy that was doing this with Paul, Mr. Paul Trolik. Now, the second podcast I did was with the manager of Jersey Potatoes, which is managed under a business name called Albert Bartlett. So I met their CEO, who is based at their headquarters in the UK. And it was quite interesting to learn from him how Jersey Potato is a brand that is well respected. And while I know this, listening from him and comparing what I have learned from the community, the growers, the historical growers in Jersey, like my in-laws. My wife comes from a farming family, a Jersey growing family. They used to grow food as a business, as a way of life. And then also other people that I've spoken to and understood the perspective and understanding of how Jersey potatoes seem to have lost its originality. That's the concern of the locals, given that Jersey potatoes is now and has actually always been an export product. What the group Albert Bartlett have done is created a different way of maybe let me not say too much. Actually, just go to the YouTube link and see for yourself what the manager, the Jersey-based manager, was saying, because I had to ask him some of these questions. And I'd also ask you to look out for the next episode. I'll be speaking to the growers, the local growers who do not necessarily agree with how Jersey potato is being handled now. And I would love to then, I hope and I wish I was actually elected, because then it will not be the same as if I was not elected, how I'll try and bring harmony into the into this uh, two varying ideas or communications going around. I believe from a new friend that I met through this campaign, I'm not going to mention her name, but she's a proud farmer, and she believes in a kind of farmer that is referred to as regenerational farming. So she wants to see Jersey growing food in a traditional setting, in a way that less chemicals are applied on the land. And these are some of the biggest fears among the local growers, because the claim is that big companies like Bartlett use so much chemicals in the ground. But when you listen to the conversation I had with Mark, he will give you exactly what they are doing. And that was a big subject. That was a big subject for me to land on. And so I got involved in a number of subjects. A lot of emails came to me. Some I've not even managed to catch up with some of the emails, because I'll tell you, I have handled my campaign almost single-handedly. And for the amount of work that there is, I would have really done with a few volunteers. You know, some of the experience that I got, like just the flyers alone, I did 20,000 flyers. And I think I have just managed to give out just about 14,000 flyers. And mostly it's been myself and one other colleague. And then my wife has helped as well in giving out flyers. And then some people that are willing to take a chunk on the streets of Jersey. When I ask them, please, can you take a chunk and send to your links and to your network, to your homes, around your estates? I've had a number of well-wishers come in that manner. I have also asked somebody actually asked me whether they could do this. I would have wished to mention his name, but he's not permitted. About actually 2 people, and these guys took 500. I gave them 500 flyers each. That was really kind. Those are among the kind stories that I will carry with me. It's been heavy. It has been a very heavy journey, and but worthwhile. Worthwhile. I will live to tell the story. I wanted something to challenge me, something to stretch me, and I can assure you, I have been stretched. I've been stretched, so stretched that I am ready for the next task. I also attended a meeting with Jersey Post. Funny enough, which is very surprising, it was just 4 candidates that attended that meeting. The chief executive officer of Jersey Post opened up Jersey Post to all candidates to see behind the scene, what happens. And for me, a lot of everything was an opportunity. Everything was just such an opportunity, especially when doors were opened for me to go. And I wasn't able to go to everything, but where I managed to get time to go and attend some of these meetings, or listen to CEOs, or, you know, I took the advantage. And so I attended this meeting. It was just myself and 3 other candidates, actually 2 senators and I think 2 deputies, 2 deputy candidates, 2 senatorial candidates and 2 deputy candidates attended this Jersey Post meeting, invitation to go behind the scenes. I was amazed. I was amazed at what was there. I enjoyed the moment listening to the chief executive officer telling us his challenges and how the organization would want a support from the political wing of Jersey, the legislator, to ensure that Jersey Post has got the right rules and regulations and certain things that needs to be ratified by the August House. Yeah, that was quite something. And I wondered, how can a historical part of Jersey like Jersey Post have such missing links? In my case, in my assumption, Jersey Post should be managing a lot of things that are well placed to do postage and courier on behalf of our. It should be the most reliable. And there are things that the CEO mentioned, which I found quite telling. And I would want to be this leader that would follow up with the Jersey Post and support them to get to where they want to be. It was so lovely to see a humble man as the CEO express how much committed he was to take this entity forward. And I did not just stop there. I wanted to do a podcast with him, and I'm yet to wait for his feedback on that. Whenever he's ready and he invites me, whether I'm elected or not, I'll be happy. I'll be really happy to go and attend, to basically do a proper conversation and recorded and shared online for people to see and understand what's going on. And Jersey Post is, we only enjoy what we receive at our homes. We need to get interested in all these service providers on the island, how they do their work to help our island thrive. I want to be part of that leadership in Jersey that gives the morale to all service providers. Imagine 49 political entities working in unison to support our businesses in the island. And we speak in one accord. How much more can we do? That's the kind of longing I want. That's the kind of feeling I have here. I want to be that part of leadership. Squabbling is one thing that I feel needs to be kicked out. Healthy debate is welcome, but squabbling, nah. delaying to help our island attain what is worth their what is worth our island's need is very, very important. As I continue chatting and listening to engaging with you, I am reminded of an idea that came to me during the last hosting. I have been reading online how there has been less conversation around two subjects: mental health and disability related issues. And I must say that both subjects, I have engaged with them during the hustings. We cannot, I repeat, have leaders that are very selective of what they can do and what they cannot do. I agree that prioritizing the different subjects is important, but at the same time, it is also important actually go through the line. It's important to go through the points and not just concentrating on a few all the time. I want to see the next government outline the priorities of what we want to work on without discriminating against anybody who is raising these matters. I would like to see a parliament where when a matter is brought, they are not continuously thrown to the back, where when a particular individual raises a subject, they are always put at the back until it's forgotten. That's what has happened to hate crime legislation. Sweeping under the carpet. And there are many other things. I mean, I've just pointed to you about JP, Jazzy Post. The CEO told us he has been trying to follow up with the political arm to support him, to put certain things right and help it, have it tied and dusted. But what has happened? A lot of silence or delay techniques. And yet we have 4 years. We have 4 years. I would love to see what has been the priority of the last government, what they have done, what has been left. And for us who are coming in as fresh, surely it would also be very, very important to start from where the last government left, isn't it? That is continuity. Instead of us, the new government, also coming in and saying, oh, now this is what we have, and me, I've come with my policies and another policy. But all these policies, I think they should be brought into one basket and then sieved properly. And then we look at what was in the last government and brought forward. Somebody asked me today, what do I think of the health minister signing the hospital deal for constructions to begin? I said it was a good thing. Congratulations, Health Minister Tom Bennett. Well done. However, I wonder why it took it came all the way close to the voting day. That is my question. And I think many people might be asking the same question too. Was it a calculated move, or was it actually organically done? Well, I think that's a question that could be best answered by Tom. Yeah. So as far as continuity is concerned, by the way, I can tell you, I cannot. It doesn't matter who is the chief minister in the next government. My prayer, my hope is that Tom should carry on his work and oversee the construction of the hospital until the end. I would love that, because he has picked up from where there has been so much confusion to where he has aligned a lot of things. And it would be just only good. It would be only good to have that process go on to the end with the same minister. He's shown a lot of capabilities to harmonize things, and there's still more work for him to do. So taking him off is just going to create another another hiccup. The other thing that I would love to see under Tom is really more funding, more support for the mental health. They have done a good job as far as Tom's report is concerned. But when you listen to people that are using the mental health department, there's still a lot more to be done. And I would love to support that angle of things and see how best to support the mental health department, especially CAMS. The young people, our young people need so much help. Our young people need a lot of help to bring down the rate of mental health. And you might have heard from me during this campaign, as I've shared, that I have been studying therapeutic counseling, which I began 5 years ago, and I will be finishing by end of next month. Is actually our final month, but I think my wrapping up done and undone bits of the course here and there, and getting my qualifications might take me to the end of this year. So that is one of my personal insights into being a solution to the sector of mental health. So I had to put myself into training, self-funded, which I'm proud about. And soon I'll be adding another diploma to my name. And that is diploma in, which will give me the license to support people in who might be going through areas of psychological challenges and maybe mental health problems. With time, I hope to gain qualification in that as well. But generally doing therapies, counseling. At the moment, I'm doing person-centered, but I will be adding on more other techniques of how to do counseling. So I would prefer being integrated so I can apply different ways of supporting people, because we cannot box everybody in the same approach. Yeah, I love the holistic approach of looking at anything and everything, because we cannot just pigeonhole people in one thing and think this will do it and that will do it. And no, if we're going, even person-centered in itself, if we're going to look at somebody, it is sometimes an individual might just come and what they present does not necessarily fit in just talking alone. Talking therapy might not just be enough, it might require other things. And so I look forward to getting myself equipped, but as a leader who is available to support the community in matters of mental health, that requires me to put myself in very uncomfortable situations to talk about things that other people might struggle talking about. So a lot has been said. I have said so much. I have recorded a lot and put on social media. And I can be checked. I know some places I've said things maybe that are maybe not accurate. I apologize for that. And in case you find anything that is not accurate, I am happy to correct it. Going forward, I'm wondering, does anybody have a question? If there's no question, I am going to engage you on the next subject, which I would love to see Jersey takes seriously. And that is the subject of too early, too much screen time for our young people. It is important the next government comes up with some legal guidelines around. We need to legislate this matter. Basically, this matter must be legislated because we need to protect our children from social media. And you might realize there was a statistic that was put on my Facebook yesterday, and I want to I put up some message on how there is a big challenge with some social media entities where young people are actually unsafe. So let me check this. Let me get this for you. So much has been going on my line, and so it's a little bit it is a little bit apologies for this. I don't seem to see it, but I don't like to quote something off my head when it is coming from a written background. It's written, so I would like to say that the best thing to do is to get it and share it here. Oh, where is this? Oh, where is this? Mentions. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm struggling to get it, but generally speaking, there is enough show. There's enough information to show how how social media has become a big factor in that is negatively impacting on our young people's mental health. It's impacting on their sleep. It's impacting on their self-image. And it's become a source of addiction. Basically, social media is now a substance. And a substance misuse becomes an additional health problem. Like alcohol, anything that is misused can become an addiction to us, or can become a problem, a health problem. Mostly mental health is seriously affected when when young people have been investigated and they have seen the way their attention span has dramatically reduced. During this hosting, we were being told to do the youth meeting, 30 seconds to answer questions. That's by every candidate, 30 seconds. Even our opening speeches, 30 seconds. And then of course we can say it's maybe down to because of the number of the number of candidates, 17. So if we were 5, maybe we would have had more time. But if you see online, a lot of people are just watching very short stuff. I personally find myself getting hooked, and I have to tell myself to get offline. It's so hooking. It is so like the power of social media and those reels. When you get in, it's like you get locked in there, and you can't go off that stuff. Now, if a 47-year-old man is facing this, why are we allowing 5-year-old kids on YouTube with Cocomelo? You're like, the kid is supposed to be eating their food, and they cannot eat food unless Cocomelo is put in front of them. That's the story of one client, of one of the voters that I actually talked to. This lady said to me, my granddaughter, age about 6 there, cannot eat their food unless Cocomelo was put a screen there, and this kid is eating while watching but not even paying attention to how food is getting in her mouth. So much so that she gets so hooked on the screen for the comfort of the mother or father who is feeding, and the child will eat. But if the mother and father did not feed her, she might not even feed herself. Now, that is a skill that is being lost there. I am not happy about that. We need to help each other here. As adults with children, we need to help each other. And one place for helping each other is going to come at the August House. The August House must come out clearly in Jersey to legislate on how we can put our kids to ransom. They're literally, their development has been hijacked by something that keeps them. So the body grows, but their mind and psyche remains a social media thing. And now with the invention of AI, and everybody is saying, oh, AI is great and it's good. Fine. It's a good tool. I agree, and I'm happy for that. I'll be telling you my own story of how I think social media I've been learning a lot on how AI works, especially saving my time to do certain things that previously I would even abandon them along the way. But AI comes in. If you engage AI in that project you're doing, it gives you a quick boost on how to, and ideas here and there and here and there, and you know, something that you need maybe 5 people to give you the same, you get it on AI, and you give you different angles. How about this side? How about that way? Do you want me to give you the thought in this angle, or do you want me to give you the opinion on that angle? What kind of angle do you want me to take your story or to take your idea? That is very, very intriguing. So AI has done that, which is great. But when we look at how AI will be targeting our children, with a child who has no self-control, I cannot accept that it is a good thing for primary school level, and maybe up to the age of 16 actually, unless we have to gradually open this AI narrative and how it is a tool that will support our children from around the age of 12. Social media, in my opinion, should not be something that our children should have until the age of 12. But I have no power as myself to pass this on. In my house, I do. In my house, I do. And I'm doing it. In my house, our children, they'll use our phones under supervision, strict supervision. And they play on games that are age-related. But you also know how when a child is there on their own, you have gone to do something and they're on, and then a message comes. Because how the smartphones also can realize and know, oh, a child is now playing on this mother's phone. It's bonkers. Then it suggests things to the child, and then the child might read that thing and think, oh, I need to click on this. I can tell you, when my daughter was maybe like 7, she ended up buying something on Amazon that I did not even want. I didn't want that. It's warming up here now. I think I need to, quite warm. I'm in a new venue today. Yesterday, the last 2 days, I was in a different venue. And today I'm in a new venue. We have 29 minutes to go. If you have any questions, I'm here waiting to answer your questions. But as it is, I am here on a live stream. My last day as a senatorial candidate in Jersey. Yeah, it's my last day. And it has been a great experience. Yes, thanks, Madavi. Thanks, Madavi. That's a beautiful wish that I take. I take that blessing. Yes, I take that blessing, and hopefully, collectively, I'll gain a good number of votes. Yes, it's my prayer, it's my wish, it's my hope. It's my dream. I hope you help me make the dream come true. So, one area I have shared that I would love to go back over is the subject about engaging young people, creating opportunities for young people. And I have been asking myself, if Jersey, a financial hub, a center for financial excellence, cannot create opportunity for building and making millionaires, this is the time. I am not a millionaire. I don't even earn much, right? I'm a residential child care officer. Okay, for starters, that's my job, taking care of young people, vulnerable young people of our community. And if you want to know how much I'm paid, I can tell you. But I think you can Google that, and you'll get a kind of near rate. But I would love to be a millionaire. Why not? Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Maybe not everybody, because my wife, I can tell you, my wife is, she is one of the most content person I've ever known. For me, I'm a go-getter. I believe that we can work for more. I believe that everybody should be given a fair share, a fair ground, plain ground for people to work and earn their living. Otherwise, I would have remained stuck in my village in northern Uganda if I didn't have a progressive mind and a person that works and I'm thinking of bettering my life and those around me, then in my opinion, I should have been settled in my northern Uganda village. We are all different. We all have different needs. We all have different targets and goals in life. But as far as I'm concerned, for me, I dream to make myself better and those around me. And so as I offer myself, I don't want to offer myself for you guys to think I'm just going to, I'm just going, you know, like this sometimes there are people, leaders or people who tell you, oh, they are so selfless that they will not do anything less but taking care of myself and taking care of my family too. I will not be selfless and ignore my family. I will not be selfless and ignore myself. I'll be selfless enough to take care of my community, to take care of our community, but at the same time to support myself. And so the idea of being intentional to open opportunities and doors for young millionaires in Jersey is here. Or if it has been happening quietly, well, we need to open it for everybody. Is there somebody or is there an entity that is actually building young millionaires in Jersey? Why is it a secret thing? If it is a secret thing, please get in touch with me and let's see how to get this open up, because I want to be a millionaire too. I want to pay 1%. You know, that is a very Jersey thing that we people think there's too much tax, but at the same time, where's the opportunity for us to actually do more than what we do? The government makes so much red tape that those who are trying to go up above the ceiling cannot break through the ceiling. But we are quiet. The majority who are facing this need to come together and form what is called a people power approach. Yes, we can come together as a voice and the leaders will listen. I believe so. But when we work in silos, everyone is complaining, tax here, tax there, we are paying this, and we are all in disarray. How are we going to make the government to actually listen to us? So these are the things that motivates me to come into leadership and say, we need to come and speak together. And I see some of the organizations that are there. I don't think, sometimes I wonder, do they really want to make a difference in the community? Do they really want to make a difference in the community? I believe there are so many young people with so brilliant ideas. If only there was a platform, a hub that would collectively invite people and say, oh, this is a season. In this season here, you come and show us your talent. Come and show us your talent. We have people that can come, you know, like the Dragon's Den. Huh? The Dragon's Den idea approach kind of thing that we watch on TV. I would love to see that happening throughout, from primary, secondary, tertiary institutions. I would love to see that and open up to people as well. Just Jersey should be a place, a hub for creativity, and then the funds that are here also, because now I can see, like when I attended some of the workshop, JB, Jersey Business, one of the, I think he was the top guy of Jersey Business, was talking of how they have been supporting many entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs in Jersey. Yeah, I would love to see that kind of support going all the way down to primary schools. Kids should, from the age of 10, is it, oh, key stage 2, is it? Wouldn't it be lovely to see young people creating things and putting as adults or organization and entities putting value to those things, and those kids could grow building those things, whether it's technology or creativity or whatever it is, and just appreciating our young people and involving them in all sectors that could support the diversification we are talking about. Because finance takes a big chunk of the economy in how Jersey is growing. But if we would like Jersey to actually grow, we already have the capital. We already have the capital. The finance sector has the capital, but we also have human capital that are technical persons around Jersey. I would love to see an intentional move to open up a tax-free zone where people come and it's like barter trade. I would love to see. I had the other time or during the one of the senatorial hustings, I had Steve Luce, one of the ministers, talk of starting reviving the farmers market. That is what we need. That's what we need. Where farmers and even amateur farmers, people growing their own little stuff in their homes, can come and bring their things to a market. And if it could be rotational, okay, it should be weekly as well, especially from the time foods are. It should be throughout the year. What are the things that we can do from across the island, not only in one place? Can we do this one weekend? I remember when I came to Jersey 15 years ago, one of the things we used to go to every weekend, my wife and I, was we would go and spend some time looking at different things and also taking our own things. I remember we what is it called? Car boot sales. Yeah, we would drive and we'll grow our tomatoes and we'll grow our vegetables and we go and sell them behind in the boot of our cars. We did that maybe 2 or 3 times, and it was an experience then that was going on. But when our babies started arriving and I started doing more night jobs, night hours, and working more hours and hours working, some of those things slowly died out. But the car boot sales experience for me should be something similar to be adopted for the farmers markets. So we have 17 minutes to go. As I am counting down the time now, it is a summary. What I've been doing was a summary of my time, what I've been sharing with Jersey as to why I think I would love to be one of your 9 senators in the assembly, in the state's assembly. I believe I will make a difference, and I know it's not going to be easy, but given the opportunity, I know I will be able to learn as I go on and to serve the island how I am expected to serve the island. I know that it won't be easy, but I also know that I must deliver. As I have been saying, I have created a phrase that suggests your investment in me is your vote, or rather, your vote is an investment in me. And a vote to me is an investment unit that requires a return. So if you invest your vote in me, throughout the time of the next government, I have to build a return, and your dividends in that will be the work that I will be putting and gaining outcomes through partnership, through a relationship with and teamwork with the rest of the candidates. So tomorrow is not far. We look forward to I look forward to what's going to come out of it, and I believe I have done enough by now. I'm still having a few more jobs to do tonight. In the next 14 minutes, when I feel 13 minutes when I finish, I still have a few more flyers to take. I'm going to do a few doors knocking. I'll knock a few doors and talk to people. Yeah, so I'm still going to go around, but I don't think, however much I feel like I've done enough, is just because on my own. If I had more people to come around me to support me to take out these flyers tonight, if you're there and you would love to support me to take out more flyers for me, door knocking for me, you're welcome. You're welcome to support me. Let me know where to find you. I'll bring the flyers. Yes, and let's go out and knock doors for Martin Aliga. Even though I am not there with you, you could still go and knock doors with my flyers in your hands. Yes, you can do this. If you believe, you can do it. If you believe in me and you would love to see that I gain more votes, we still have up to midnight tonight. Canvassing ends at midnight because tomorrow is election day. You never do canvassing on election day. It's illegal. But I will be in St. Ballard's tomorrow, and I'll have a few drives around the island because I'm a senatorial candidate, so I can go around the island. If you'd like to help me support with anything in the next in the remaining hours, please reach out on my number 07829 789 022. I'll be very happy to receive your call, and I'll be very happy to hear from you. You can send me a WhatsApp. The number is again 07829 078 07829 789 022. Thank you very much. We are coming to the end of the session. Sorry for the noise that is coming from the background. Today I'm in a play area. Downstairs is a play area, and upstairs is a free space that I'm actually utilizing. I've been offered to use this place temporarily, and thanks to the members of this place. I'm not going to mention names again. You might wonder where I am, but I'm not going to because I haven't asked for permission. So this again is another kindness. The last two places where I went was also through kindness. I was in this same place, a hotel actually. I'll not mention which hotel because I wasn't permitted to do so, but they offered me 2 days. I did 90 hours in each of those places. And so thank you to the owners of that hotel. I am really grateful. Yes. I have not had any questions today, but I have actually had a good time speaking from my heart and sharing as I reflect on what transpired during my 7 weeks of candidacy as a senatorial candidate. I have learned a lot, and I am grateful for all of you that supported me thus far. In the next 8 minutes, I will be finishing. So if you have any questions and you've just come online, you're welcome to ask me anything. Otherwise, this is the end. This will be the end of my live stream as a senatorial candidate. Yes. What questions do you have for me? I have, oh, the other thing that I've just remembered is something that I told the young people. I would love to create an exchange program, a whole full year of exchange program. Call it a gap year. Call it a gap year where young people can spend time in an African country where Jersey has got bilateral relations. Not just any African country. If Jersey has a bilateral relation with any country, we could have an official arrangement where our young people from Jersey can actually go to those, spend a whole year. Maybe you could spend even half a year in one country and another half a year in another country for just building this young person to appreciate an African context of survival. Because when people say sometimes that, oh, there's not much to do in Jersey. Oh, there's, and I'm thinking like, how much more can we actually appreciate what is even available to utilize? And what other more things do we want our young people to have in Jersey? While there might be gaps, and we should also remember this is an island. It's a small place, 9 by 5. And so it's very rare for anybody to have lived on this island from the time they were born to the time they die without leaving the island. Those are very rare circumstances, but they are there as well. But for the majority, at least people have gone off on holidays. They have gone off for studies and maybe not come back because of that. or they have gone off because they are married to someone that the opposite of me. Basically, I'm married to a Jersey girl, and here I am. I left Uganda. So there are reasons, there are other reasons why people have left this place. They have left Jersey to go away. But if we created a circumstance where our young people do not have to wait to go away, but rather we created an exchange arrangement, an exchange program, where our young people can spend considerable amount of time to experience other cultures, not going on tourism or that is something else that can happen with the family arrangement. I'm talking about a government arrangement where we have proper arrangements to create movement between Jersey and certain destinations, like in African setting, where our young people go to a safe destination in Africa, live there, work, learn. They don't lose anything. They could even go for a whole school year. They don't. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be waiting between a gap year between A levels and university. I'm talking about investigating something that could be done from the age of 16, because the age of 16 is really where a lot of things seem to happen. Okay, it's called the age of consent. So, but not in other countries. So, but in the West, at least in Britain, I came to learn that 16 is the age of consent. And if that's the case, we could do something where young people from the age of 16 can actually take time, even with their education, to another country and then come back to Jersey. Then they will appreciate how much more they actually have in Jersey. But when we wait for them to go when they're 18 and they have gone to the university, and I think there should be some kind of positive influence for our young people to appreciate Jersey more by them first of all leaving and then coming back to kind of think through the differences of the destinations they have been. And in case they later choose to go back to those places or to go to other places, so be it as well. Lastly, in the last 2 minutes, which is actually going to be maybe like 1 minute by the time I finish what I'm saying, I want to wish Jersey Island the very best of an experience of voting this year. Apparently, the early voting has already registered a big majority of turnout. So it is my hope and prayer that our final election tomorrow shall even have more people, shall have even many more people turning out. Okay, that's my prayer. That's my hope. That's my wish. That tomorrow we are going to see a big turnout. Please, if you have never voted and you ended up coming on my channel and you have listened up to this point, you have listened to me up to this point, please ensure you go voting. Ensure you don't go alone, go with someone. Go 2 of you, go 3, go and vote. And remember, Martin Aliga, your senatorial candidate, is the first on the top on the ballot. My name is the first on top. So that is not difficult for you. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to the results. Hopefully, I'll be one of the senatorial candidates you have chosen out of 17. 9, one of them is me. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Good night. Good day. Good evening. Bye.